It's the last race of the Challenger round on our way to the Sprint Cup Series championship this year.
It's going to be very unpredictable. Normally is here at the Monster Mile, 400 laps. A lot to ask of man and machine. And then you factor in 4 drivers whose chase championship chances will end late this afternoon in the first state of Delaware.
Coming to the green, take care of business all day. Yeah, 10-4.
Who's in, who's out? We find out after 400 laps at Dover.
And the leader is going to green.
Clean air was certainly really important today. We started 6th, we got up into 5th right away, and then we're starting on the long runs. We're actually starting to move forward even a little bit more. You know, we kept those guys in sight, which, knowing that we didn't have the clean air and we're back further in traffic, I think it said a lot about how good of a race car that we had.
Probably for us, this was improved front end speed. The car wasn't terrible to start. It was pretty good, not as good as the 2 or not as good as the 4. You know, when our car really showed its strength, they started catching a lot of traffic. And anytime you're behind guys and don't have the air, it's tough to go. But when they would get behind somebody and lose the air, and then we were in more even playing field, I thought our car showed that it was really pretty good.
You've done a great job in traffic today. It's been a challenge in the traffic today for everybody. Good point, thank you too.
Watching Jeff Gordon close in on Brad Keselowski for the race lead. Gordon has had an awfully good car today, has yet to lead a lap though.
Well, he was really good on the shorter runs, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. And so I was sitting there saying, okay, don't abuse my tires, trying to get by him. And I kept watching, and the 2 car kept getting closer and closer and closer.
Gordon not waiting for that. He's right up on the bumper, almost pushing Brad down the front stretch.
Gave him a tap going into the corner. Here's Jeff, who'll look to the high side of the banking now. Keselowski has the low groove. Here's Gordon wide off the corner, trying to get the advantage. He's there with lap traffic right in front of them.
All clear up, all clear. Still there, still there.
Off 4, Brad downstairs, Jeff Gordon topside. The battle for the lead at Dover's in turn 1.
Around the outside and to the point, Jeff Gordon, new leader at Dover.
Bumper. All right, good patience there. You had more patience than I did. Thank you.
I said, man, I got to protect the bottom, and I got to get by some of these guys. And then I got some clean air, and I actually pulled out. And that was the first time I actually felt comfortable with our chances at that point. And then I just kept thinking to myself, okay, no cautions.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon.
Woo-hoo! We won the Dover, boys! And that's how you do it in the statement, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah! Great car, Alan. Awesome car. Way to go, Big Daddy. Way to go, man. Thank you, boss. Man, that feels good. Been a while since we got one here.
I love the way that we approach this race and focus on winning, regardless of what we kind of just needed to do to make it to the next round.
You know, it's kind of the Wild Wild West. You know, it's a shootout every week, and if you don't get it done, you know, you're going to be left in the dust pretty quick. So it's something that I'm enjoying, you know, and we're trying to embrace and push hard and do everything we can to win every weekend. And I think that's what the sport's about. You know, it's different and it's you know, kind of unconventional, but it's good.
You know, I haven't won here in Dover in a long time, and my confidence right now in my race cars and my race team is very high, and we need that going into these next couple races. A win at Kansas or Charlotte would be crucial. You know, not only does it get you through to the next round, but it makes you safe in Talladega. And I can promise you there's not a guy out there in this chase that doesn't want to be in a safe position going into Talladega.
And Jeff Gordon has our Sunoco onboard camera.
You know, last week in New Hampshire, Jeff Gordon's cut tire while running 6th was deflating in more ways than one, primarily because crew chief Alan Gustafson's pit call had Jeff poised to bounce with the best tires and more fuel than anyone in the top 5. Without a doubt, the karma and chemistry between Gordon and Gustafson have been impressive. That's why many believe that it's that mojo will have the 24 car at the head of the class when this day is done. Dave.
Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon 4th and 5th.
Talking to Denny Hamlin, he felt very confident because of the run they had here back in June that they could do what they needed to do today. They could race their way into the next round of this. He knew that it was going to probably take the minimum a top 5 finish, but he felt like that they were very capable of that.
Yeah, and his qualifying run, qualifying third, took a lot of pressure off this team earlier in the weekend.
Jeff Gordon with a look.
24 was fast in practice yesterday, like it had a good long run set up under it also.
So Jeff Gordon into the top 3. Kevin Harvick, the urgings will change over the course of the race and how they have to anticipate and plan for that.
Yeah, the thing is if you're just kind of keeping up with it and saying, okay, it did this on that run, you make a change, and not anticipate the way the track is going, you'll find yourself behind. These long runs, you can sometimes have 70, 80, maybe even 100-lap runs. If you haven't anticipated what that track's going to do, you can find yourself really in trouble.
Jeff Gordon up to 3rd around Kyle Busch. 24 looking pretty sporty in the early going.
Just a team that you think is ready to win, Jeff, another championship. They have speed. Their cars hold on well. Just a lot of good things that they do. What we've seen, especially this last half of the year.
But such an interesting thing with this championships system. I mean, I have Jeff going through to my Final 4 down at Homestead, right? He made the charge in the early laps, and then now it's kind of leveling off compared to the competition.
Yeah, with the cars spread out like they are, and they're literally running from the bottom to the top of this racetrack. You see how many grooves we have there and how the cars, you can see in that group right there that the 24, Jeff Gordon, has run up in pretty close to our 2 leaders. Right now, some could have used it sooner, but they need to do some work on some of these cars.
Yeah, once years ago, but it's still not dark.
Jeff Gordon said, I'm just a tick tight in the middle and a little bit tight under throttle coming off turn 4. There'll be 4 tires, get it full of Sunoco fuel, and no changes. Vince.
For Jimmy Johnson, a little tight center off. There's going to be a track bar change and air pressure adjustment with 4 Goodyears and Sunoco fuel. Dave?
Second place, Brad Keselowski said his car was a tiny bit tight to the center. They'll make a chassis adjustment and a 4-tire change. Leader Kevin Harvick, the leader of every lap today, said his car was absolutely plowing. He'll get adjustments, 4 tires, full of Sunoco fuel, and he will lead everyone off of pit road.
Easily so.
This is so high. I mean, you're talking about 1 spot moves Carl Edwards from being in 14th spot, the way they're showing now, to end. Just move it up 1 spot.
Passing 1 car. Go get it done.
That's right.
Just sounds easy.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
what he's going to tell the pit crew when he makes the next pit stop.
Yeah. Jeff Gordon closing on Brad Keselowski for 2nd place. Very fascinating day for teams like the 24.
You know, until the end of that race last week, they could have come here. What happened? They could have come here and been pretty safe with what they were doing.
Kind of been on a Harvick thing where Harvick, if he finishes 34th or better, no matter what anybody else does, he's on through. Gordon now has to be 14th or better, regardless of circumstance. And after what happened at the end of last week's New Hampshire race, you try and put it out of your mind, but humans being humans, that's on their mind until they get through the checkered flag today.
Yeah, if you happen to have a long green run, a full run on tires at the end of this race, you'd have to think, could something like that happen once again? Because putting a lot on the tires here.
So Gordon hanging in 3rd behind Brad Keselowski, who runs 2nd, and the only leader the race has had so far, Kevin Harvick.
Jeff Gordon said the last adjustment was in the right direction. Still a little bit snug, middle, a little bit snug off. They got to go a little more direction with the chassis and air and 4 tires. Vince.
Jimmy Johnson started good, but then got loose. On a scale of 1 to 10, he said it was a 3 loose in and off. Slight chassis adjustment, 4 tires, and Sunoco fuel. Dave?
The 1st and 2nd place runners on the right of your screen. Both cars are tight to the center of the corners. Both will get 4 tires, a chassis adjustment for that. Interesting, they're better on opposite ends of the racetrack. The 2 car in turns 3 and 4, and the 4 in turns 1 and 2.
Kevin Harvick edging Jeff Gordon to the scoring stripe.
Quoting Jeff Gordon, boy, that car was a handful there. Left rear tire was gone, couldn't get the drive off, and nothing to lean on. Going to make an adjustment with the track bar and 4 tires. Vince.
Jimmy Johnson says the car was too tight on that run. Didn't like the change from the previous stop, so they're going to put it back in. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Dave?
Brad Keselowski said he needed a little help on the short run. Chassis adjustment, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Kevin Harvick, even with all the left front shock issues, still has a tight race car. They gave him a chassis adjustment for that and 4 tires.
Little traffic jam there.
Harvick's crew gets him the lead.
Pick it up, put it on, and that's why Gordon is back in 7th place, about as low as he's been all race.
And you were talking about the pressures that the teams and these pit crews were feeling today too, knowing just how much it means.
Yeah, but this team has a little bit of cushion, so the pressure's not quite as high on Jeff Gordon as it is. When you look back at these other guys that are just knotted up at that cutoff, that's the ones we'll be watching late in the race.
Gordon running just behind Denny Hamlin at the moment. Hamlin sits, as you see, 3rd line on your screen, 10th position in points, 10 positions on the racetrack to the good. But with everything we've seen happen in the last laps of the first 2 races in the chase, that's far from a comfortable spot to this point in the day. Denny and company doing everything they need to do, running solidly in the top 5 or 6 all race long.
Yeah, he and Matt Kenseth up in front of him, and Kyle Busch, all 3 of those Joe Gibbs racing cars are all right there together. You know what a stressful day this had to be for Joe Gibbs coming in here with really none of his drivers. Kyle Busch being the most safe, changing things for them. Some of these other drivers having real problems, but that's what it looks like it's going to take. Right now, it would just take being inside the top 20 and they would be okay.
Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, 6th and 7th place.
Gordon's been the one car we've seen today that's been able to pass. He did it on the first run, worked his way up into that 3rd spot before we had our first caution. So a good, solid car. Even as he got back in traffic here, he's been patient and knows the car's that good, able to work his way forward. I will have to say, though, I'm quite impressed. I drove a car a few times that shock was broken, and I'm going to go to the front of the pack here with Kevin Harvick. Never had one that would continue to drive that good with a broken shock. So I think they may be exaggerating on that part. Could be something with the Packers there, something that they're...
Points continuing to shuffle. Kurt Busch and A.J. Allmendinger moving around in traffic a little bit, and so those points are continuing to change hands. Right now, Kurt just 1 spot to the good, and Allmendinger 1 outside the cut line. At the end of the Challenger round in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. We're at halfway in today's race. Time to go NASCAR nonstop. The race for 4th place. Matt Kenseth, 20. Jeff Gordon, 24, as we cross the midway point of today's AAA 400 for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series here at Dover International Speedway. Danger Zone is brought to you by Nationwide. Jeff Gordon continuing to dog Matt Kenseth. Might have a run at him here. And I look at these 3. These are classic examples. Kenseth, Gordon, Kyle Busch. They should make it through, but they've got to get to the finish with a good result. Can't have a day like Kenseth and Gordon had last Sunday at New Hampshire in the last laps.
No, you have to stay away from that completely, and I think that's the way that we see.
Just watch Jeff Gordon take 3rd position away from Jimmy Johnson as we come back live to the
Jeff Gordon saying, hey guys, I am a little tight on the 3/4 mark between laps turns 1 and 2. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, talking about a chassis adjustment, getting it full of fuel. Dave, 2 cars.
With even a disastrous finish, they're going to be able to continue on.
Sorry, Andy. Harvick back in 21st place. Brad Keselowski now the leader in the 2 with Jeff Gordon to his inside. By the way, the caution, a huge break for Casey Kane, who got back to 1 lap down through the cycle of the green flag pit stops. Behind 2nd place runner Jeff Gordon. Now that he passes Kyle Busch for that spot. Both of them trailing race leader Brad Keselowski. Kevin Harvick now running 20th. A mid-race twist of plot here at the Monster Mile in Dover.
come at this point in the race. You expect the intensity to kick up a notch.
Yeah, I really do, Nicole. I think the intensity is really going to kick up big time. All these guys are due back in on lap 328 for fuel. They can make it from there on to the end of the race without fuel. But at that point, I really expect a lot of intensity to pick up, a lot of nervous drivers, a lot of radio chatter about, hey, you're missing the chase by 2 or 3 points. You got to pick it up. There's going to be a lot of anxiety kicking in with about 80 laps to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's getting to be crunch time, so I can't wait till that next restart. Hold on to your popcorn.
It will be good. Alan?
All right, Nicole, watching Jeff Gordon close in on Brad Keselowski for the race lead. Gordon has had an awfully good car today, has yet to lead a lap, though.
Yeah, we've seen him be really, really good on these long run situations. Seems maybe the best car. It's hard to say that he was better than that 4 car when he was out front, but been very, very solid all day. Just been the restarts have been the difficulty.
Update on the 4-time champ from Doc.
Yeah, they told Jeff Gordon early in the race after a long run, he said the 2 car around lap 50 or 55 when he will run will start backing up. And he's starting to back up a little bit right now. So you be smooth and he'll back up to you and you'll go by him. So about 10 laps from now will be 55. It looks like they're pretty true to their word. The 2's backing up and the 24 is going forward.
Well, it's certainly not helping the race leader Keselowski that he's been in so much heavy lap traffic lately.
That's so frustrating as a driver. These cars all day long have just been all around this racetrack. We've seen it happen, and with 41 cars still out there running, makes it difficult on this place. And he's asking his spotter to try to help get some of these cars to get out of the way, get out of his groove, and help him out just a little bit.
That wasn't one of the questions you asked him in your 20 questions, was it?
No, we'll get that next time.
Yeah. How do you feel about lap cars?
Yes.
Well, Brad and Jeff have put a bit of a gap on third place Kyle Busch, 2.1 seconds back to the number 3 car with Kyle Larson and Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 5. Chase picture, Casey Kane trying to run down Jamie McMurray to become the first car 1 lap down. Only problem with that is Keselowski is about to catch Austin Dillon, which would then make Dillon the first car 1 lap down. There's Austin, second car ahead of the race leader in that number 3. 400 at Dover International Speedway. Reminder, go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. There's the race for the lead. Brad Keselowski 2, Jeff Gordon 24. As you look down on the Monster Mile from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Gordon had a good look at the back bumper of Keselowski there.
Definitely rolling the center better, the 24 is.
Brad's really good at getting his car off the corner. But Jeff may have changed his line just a little bit down there. You can see the two, a little wiggle right there.
Whoa. That was close.
Let's see which way Brad decides to go. Gordon had run the high line down in 3 and 4 last time. Got a huge run off turn 4. Just like this. I can tell Jeff looked like his car is really good on the bottom of 1 and 2. He's a little bit better right in the center of the corner, not trying to get too high down in 3 and 4. See what he tries this time. That's where he gets a big run. You see how quickly he gets back to the throttle. If he can loosen him up, getting down into the corner.
All over your bumper here.
Coming up on a lap car here, though. Not going to be anywhere to go. There's the move
about
he's
that?
looking for. That's what he was wanting.
Side, outside. Breathing room behind him.
I think Brad put up a good fight, but I think the 24 is going to win this one.
First laps led all day for Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of what we see as this race winds down. Is this going to be a full run on tires? Then that gives the advantage probably to the 24 unless they can adjust his 2 car a little bit more. But if we have a shorter 40, 50 lap run, then it looks like Brad Keselowski.
Give me new tires. I'll be back.
There you go. That's right.
All right, so Jeff Gordon out in front. Let's update the bubble sit. Jeff Gordon leads. Brad Keselowski has fallen a second and a half off of his back bumper. 86 laps to go. Really interesting situations unfolding where that cutoff line is concerned in this elimination race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. As we're inside the final 80 laps, Jeff Gordon coming up on Greg Biffle to put him a lap down, while Biffle slides back into Gordon's clutches. Kurt Busch continue.
Car had gotten so much better than it was at the beginning of the race. Newman really liking what he got. Should be final stop. Great stop, 12.4 seconds.
But that nervous time until everybody's been in for the green flag stop now for Newman and his team. Here's Kurt Busch in, Jamie.
Silent relief for Kurt Busch right now. He was so concerned about that tire. 4 tires here, an air pressure adjustment to help him, and a wedge adjustment. They need to free him up if he can move forward and gain a few positions here. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson, who's worked his way up into the top 5, doing a nice job. 4 tires, air pressure, and a track bar. They've been working in the right direction all race long. Nice job for the young guy. Doc?
Clint Boyer says it is plowing tight. It will not turn at all. You see the chassis adjustment in the right rear. Going to put 4 tires, air pressure. Clint says we've got a top 10 car. It's not better if we just get it to turn. Jamie.
Denny Hamlin in the 11. They've been working in the right direction. Going tight to loose. They fuel the car. Let him down. Great stop. It took a little bit longer this time, but they've been getting the job done today for Denny Hamlin.
Race leader Jeff Gordon is in. Doc?
Going to be 4 tires. Jeff said they started to get tight in the middle, got pretty tight in traffic when he was trying to get around the 2 car. So far, no chassis adjustment. Going to be 4 tires, get it completely full of Sunoco fuel.
Significantly. Jamie McMurray finishing up the cycle of pit stops, and Jeff Gordon goes back to the race lead. So Gordon, Keselowski, then Larson.
Can we make it from here? Yeah, 10-4, we can make it.
Driver wanted to know that pretty quickly.
Well, you have to know, especially here at Dover, at 1 mile racetrack where you stay in the gas a lot, you want to know to start saving fuel right from the very beginning of the run.
So take a break here, come back and reset the championship bubble picture after the cycle of stops. Focus on what might be some of the important races for position here as we go inside 70 laps to go. 2001, the last of Jeff Gordon's 4 Dover wins, is a 5th on the way today. 60 laps to go in today's 400-miler at Dover for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Our telecast presented by Pennzoil. Jeff Gordon, the race leader, and the championship picture is tight. First, an update on the fastest four-tire.
Struggling a little bit more on this run. Brad said all he needed was some new tires and he'd be back, didn't he?
Dale Jr., last car on the lead lap, 19th place, just ahead of Jeff Gordon.
Gordon had called him probably about 7 or 8 laps ago and just has not been able to get by this 88 car. That's allowed Keselowski to really close in here for the lead.
There goes the 24 now. You got to figure, like we talked about earlier in the race, Junior was just scrapping all he could to stay on the lead lap in case the caution comes out to try and have a chance to gain spots. He's in decent shape. I mean, Junior right now is 25 points to the good where the Chase cut's concerned. But you can't gain any, and you can only lose them when that leader goes by you and puts your lap down. Stenhouse Jr., 17 in 18th place with leader Jeff Gordon behind him. Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski locked up in a good fight for the lead, and the squeeze around. So Jeff Gordon has just overtaken Kurt Busch and put Kurt a lap down in that 41. So in order to gain back that point that he needs from Kasey Kahne, or 2 points actually, there's nobody Kurt can pass going forward at this point on his lap. He needs Kasey to start sliding backwards a little bit to get a little help. Now, if the leader passes a couple of more cars and puts him a lap down, then there's a couple guys in range. But Kevin Harvick just passed Kurt Busch, and that's the next car that the leader Gordon would put a lap down.
Yeah, not only passed him, but has driven away from Kurt Busch. So not even a battle there. But we do have a battle for the lead here. Yep. But we've seen Gordon be the better car all day on the longer runs. Oh, big wiggle by the 2 right there. He's trying to get there. Nothing to lose for Brad Keselowski here. He's on to the next round.
The win in Chicagoland.
Gordon's been able to pull out a little better lead, which we expected, as we said, in the longer run. 24 cars, a little bit better.
So running just in front of leader Jeff Gordon, the driver who had this race in control for most of the afternoon. Kevin Harvick led over half the race in that 4. He's led 223 of the laps that have been completed today, but at lap 252, had a left front flat go down. Damaged the front splitter on the car. They managed to stay on the lead lap after repeated pit stops for repairs, but Kevin went all the way back to 21st position.
The biggest problem he's had is that left front splitter. All the damage they did on the flat tire trying to get back to the pits.
Kevin certainly in well and clear position to transfer through, but it's going to be another race where they had what appears to have been a dominant car and don't get the checker flag. Tough business, this one.
It is tough business, yeah. And you know, like as you pointed out, Kevin said these things are hard to win. They are. But whenever you have as many good cars as they have, this team's going to have to figure out how to make that happen if they plan on winning this championship.
Coming to 10 to go. The emotional roller coaster for Jeff Gordon and company. The fabulous race at Chicagoland to open the chase. And then the devastation of the late crash at New Hampshire when the right front tire went down on the 24 car. Put them in position here where instead of being solidly and easily through, they had to have a problem-free race at Dover to ensure they transferred. Not only has it been a problem-free race thus far for Jeff, but he's in the lead inside the final 10.
It's been outstanding, but you know as a driver sitting there, as much as you have to be concentrating on what's going on here, he's thinking about what happened last week. It looked like they were in the clear there too. So you're just sitting there thinking, okay, let's just get to the end of this. I don't need anything like that happening once again.
I will say this, though. This team has looked like a championship team almost all year long. And as you get through these cutoffs, I know they're just a whole different year, but that's the way you win championships, to be as solid as they are. Sometimes you think they're a little bit out and they get it right back. And they had a tough week last week, and here they are bouncing back and look like they're going to close one out and win it.
Mr. H on top of the 2014 pit box.
Yeah, this is the nervous part for the owner. He knows what can happen in these last 8 laps.
We were talking about Denny Hamlin in the 11 trying to stay on.
There's Jeff up on Denny Hamlin to see if he can put him a lap down. Hamlin running in 12th place, 4 points inside the chase cutoff as Gordon comes to the white flag, and we're in the last lap at Dover. 2001, the last time Jeff won at this racetrack. It doesn't seem like the years slip by that fast.
Well, they do, though. It certainly doesn't when you look at how Jeff Gordon's driven this year.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon. Gordon's through with a win at the Monster Mile.
How you doing the statement, boys? That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Hell yeah, Dale. How about those? Really proud of you guys.
Came through in the last spot as Jeff Gordon celebrates his 4th win of this season, his 92nd career NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory. And while Gordon burns it down on the front stretch, his team owner has had a moment to exhale a sigh of relief.
Rick, you can breathe now. I saw you holding your breath those last 4 or 5 laps. First of all, how about Jeff Gordon's performance today? What a victory for the 2014.
Oh man, I think he found a use somewhere. I'm so proud of Alan, Jeff, and his whole team, man. He's got the bit in his teeth. He wants that 5th championship really bad. Really proud of the guys. This is probably the most, this last 50 with Casey trying to get in after having a problem. Jeff leading the race, not wanting a caution. Oh man, this is going to be a hectic few weeks ago.
Nerve-wracking already, and we're just now a portion of the way into the chase, AB. How about this getting started for Hendrick?
Talk about the range of emotions. All right, Dave, from one end of the emotional spectrum to the other. Victory Lane presented today by 5 Hour Energy. Jeff Gordon is there celebrating a win.
What a drive by Jeff Gordon. Getting a kiss. Unbelievable performance today, Jeff. This is sort of like we're talking to Mr. H like the old days back in 2001 when you used to come here and no one could touch you. How would you describe this day?
Well, I don't know if no one could touch us. I don't know what happened to Kevin Harvick. It was unfortunate for him, but he was the class of the field. We were tuning on to try to compete with him. When I saw him go out, I knew we could compete with the 2 car. The 2 was really good on short runs, but we could run him down. Of course, he made us work for it there at the end because he was so good on the short runs, and he got to me, and I was really, really tight in traffic there at the end, so I didn't know if we were going to pull it off, but I'm so proud to have this orange on this Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet. Hunger Action Month is extremely important to all of us that are fighting for the more than 9 million older Americans going hungry every day in this country, and this is a great way to take action. So thanks to them, thanks to Exalta and Pepsi and Panasonic and this guy right here. Oh my goodness, how about that?
Good man.
Oh, thank
Good
you,
job,
boss.
buddy.
I love winning when you're here, buddy. I'm so glad you came.
Told Jerry you found the fountain of youth.
I don't know what I found, but I think a lot of it has to do with Alan Gustafson and all the guys on this 24 team. They have just given me such an awesome race car team this year. I'm having so much fun.
What about this win, what it means? I mean, given the fact that the points I know are going to reset next week, but coming off the disappointment of a week ago, how important is this win toward getting that drive for the 5th championship?
I think this is huge. I mean, we came in here with a little bit of extra pressure because we weren't guaranteed to be in. Had we finished where we were running at New Hampshire last week, it would have been kind of an easy day for us. But all we did was focus on executing it as a team and trying to win this race and nothing else. It wasn't about the points. It wasn't about just squeezing by to get to the next round. It's about making a statement. I don't know how you make a bigger statement than what this team just did right there.
Hey, congratulations on being a winning driver, and I think there's a little girl that wants to get Dad's attention there, so you might want to go give her a hug.
Oh, I'm going to give them a lot of big hugs. It's great to have them here.
Jeff Gordon in Victory Lane again, for the 5th time at Dover International Speedway. Alan?
Family moment. Certainly part of Jeff's inspiration to continue racing. Wanted to share these moments with Ella and Leo and his wife Ingrid.
Nothing better than having them there with you to celebrate.
So Jeff Gordon, the winner at Dover today. A break here. When we come back, those who made it in and those who got left out in this first ever elimination race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Everyone chased Jeff Gordon to the checkered flag on this day at Dover's Monster Mile.
Jeff was incredible on the long runs, and I got to give credit to Jeff and his team. They had a great car too.
Well, Jeff Gordon did have an incredible car over the long run and made the most of it today. Jeff, our Goodyear superior performer, with his 4th win of the season.
Yeah, certainly high on the championship list right now. This team is performing at a very high level at every type of track.
Yeah, going to Kansas next week. That's who won there the last time we were there.
So Jeff Gordon wins at Dover. The first. I combine both my questions to you with this, that I will take away from this day, Jeff Gordon making a statement in the championship. But Nicole, just like Andy said a second ago, the lead's all wiped away and everybody starts from scratch next Sunday.
And I still say that pressure is going to increase exponentially. So next weekend, if you like variety, how about this? The NASCAR Nationwide Series will be Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. 12 different winners in the last 13 races. Jeff Gordon won the Kansas race in the spring. He won here today.
All right, Nicole, thanks. So here at Dover today, in the 3rd race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, Kevin Harvick dominated, leading over half the race. But valve stem knocked off a tire, set Harvick back, and he wound up only finishing in 13th. And a late race duel between Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski for the win came out in Gordon's favor. A long green run to the finish played into the hands of the 4-time champ, whose drive for 5 is very much alive. Next week it is Kansas City. The Nationwide Series Saturday, 3:30 Eastern here on ESPN. And next week's NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race presented by Dodge is ESPN at 1 Eastern next Sunday. More coming up on SportsCenter. Here at the Monster Mile today, Jeff Gordon takes home the Mini Monster Trophy for his 5th win here in Delaware.
There's Jeff Gordon putting that all-important sticker on the top of that race car. 4 victories this season, 5 total at Dover, but he advances on to the next round and has a championship form back on that number 24 team. Let's take a look at Taming the Monster. Jeff Gordon is your Dover winner, 5th career win there, 92nd career Sprint Cup win, and his 4th win this season. Jeff now joins us from Dover. And Jeff, you know, the last time you won here at Dover was the last time you won the championship. In a living statement about never giving up, this has got to be a great feeling for you and your team right now.
Yeah, you know, 2001, that year, the team was so together, the chemistry was there, and that's what I feel this year with this team. I don't know if we're going to win the championship, but we certainly have all the makings of what it takes to win a championship. This is a different format, but boy, it's been an amazing year. What you know, the amount of fun that I'm having inside the car, you know, the great cars that I've been given this year. And, you know, I know they're resetting the points, but boy, does it feel good to get into victory lane here when we had a lot of pressure on us because we weren't, you know, easily in this thing. And so it was great to go out there and do it in that fashion.
Jeff, your win was huge. Congratulations. But you said something afterward that I really like. You said we made a statement today. What did you mean, Jeff, when you said that?
Well, because, you know, we're 7th in points, and I think, you know, coming into this race, knowing that, you know, we needed to finish 15th or better, do we take chances, not take chances? In order to win, you got to push hard, you got to take risks, and we just raced today to win, and that's what I love about, you know, this race team. Alan Gustafson, he called that, you know, in our meeting prior to the race. He's like, let's not worry or think about anything else. It's not about points. It's about going out and you know, winning this race and putting our best effort forward. And we did that, and we were just rock solid today. You know, we were just right there in the hunt all day long. I know Kevin Harvick had his troubles and would have been tough to beat, but you know, I think it was a statement in just how we never gave up all the way to that checkered flag wave.
Jeff, right at this moment, this was like a championship race. I mean, this is almost like what it's going to be like when you get to Homestead, hopefully. What did you and Alan Gustafson learn in the first 3 races that you will transfer to the next 3?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, we've been running really, really good. We've got to find a little bit of extra speed. Yeah, but we're right there, and when we hit it and do everything right, when we execute as a team, you know, we are in a position to win. I think one thing we have a lot of confidence in what we're doing, and we know that we can't stop working extremely hard in every detail back at the shop, whether it's in the wind tunnel, engine shop, building cars, testing, whatever it takes here at the track. You know, going through practice, we got to do everything it takes every single weekend to fight for wins and to move forward to that next round and try to get to Homestead and go do the same thing there.
Hey, Jeff, out of all your 90-plus victories, when you get out of your race car and see your kids and your family there, how much bigger does that make these wins for you?
Huge. We had a bunch of friends here too. You know, it's not too far from New York City, where you know, we spent a lot of time, and we had a lot of friends that came here, which puts a little added pressure on you. But a lot of them had never been to a race before, let alone Victory Lane. And then, you know, to have Ella and Leo and Ingrid here, they weren't at New Hampshire, so, you know, to have them here, it just doesn't get any better. They were so excited, especially this thing here behind me. This is their favorite trophy, and my daughter already said she wants that in her bedroom when we get home.
Hey, well, she has good taste in trophies. I like it too. Jeff, congratulations on a fantastic season, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.